Oh, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. So, this is gonna be a book update live. So, I don't think I, or maybe I have and I forgot. I hope you're all having a fantastic. Before we do anything, let me just check out the uh Rippaverse. Let me just out, you know. Let me check it out because I'm sure it's close. You know, close maybe okay, three, four. Okay, that's still a good number. That's still a good number, and very successful to the comic book pros. Now, there's been a lot of crazy stuff I've been watching. You know, I've heard some crazy things. I have to say that I think for you know to just continue moving forward and not wasting our time. You know, I've heard some crazy things, but I'm not going to mention them over here because it's not really worth the discussion. It's about the books, okay? It's about the books to talk about. But I've heard some crazy things about the old guard, okay? The old guard, the SJWs, what they were doing and stuff like that. So let's talk about my book. But okay, let me just mention a couple of things first. Now, this is some surprising news, but someone from Disney jumped ship to Daily Wire. I know that's kind of crazy, but that is some big news, especially for someone like me because, I think Daily Wire, what they're doing is great. It's currently taking its time, but I really hope their kids' content really flourishes, you know. Um, I don't watch that much cartoons anymore unless it's like the old stuff, but I'm looking forward to see new content. I'm looking forward for new stuff, you know? And okay, let me just put this open. Oh, yeah, okay. Since Daily Wire is doing pretty well, especially with their What is a Woman series, I have to say that they're going to be pretty successful with this children's stuff. But it should not just be politics, it should obviously be non-political stuff, which they are working on, you know. I know there's this one series about this chinchilla family. That's going to be pretty cool. And there's going to be this new show with the puppets. Okay. But I would like to see some extra stuff, maybe some really well 2D animation stuff. Because if any company can get the traditional stuff back, it's Daily Wire. Okay, bring back traditional animation. Please, Daily Wire, please. Now, moving on. That's some big news over there. Um, I'm not going to talk about any other big news I've heard because I've heard some crazy things last night. And I saw some crazy things. I'm not going to mention it over here because I feel like talking too much about controversial stuff is just too difficult. But let me just say that the old guard is in a wreck, okay, in such a major wreck, and as I keep saying, we have to continue to push forward, you know. Um, Now let's talk about my work. Let's talk about the best parts about this live stream. Then we might go back to some other nonsense. But I've been working heavily for the past few weeks on my book, okay? And let me just say that I'm not done. I am not done. I've written like maybe 100, 200, maybe not 200. I think the goal is around 200 possibly. I will reach that easily. But the problem I'm trying to say is that I've written like almost 100, I guess, or even over that amount. But there's a slight problem in the book. There's a slight problem in the book. There's a slight problem in the book. Well, I'm currently facing two problems. The first problem itself is um, the what do you want to call it? The uh, ebook editor. If you don't know, I need to make this an ebook. I'm not gonna sell this off as just a physical book. No, I have to say this very openly. The first books that come out of my hand, guess what? They have to be sold by me. They cannot be with this major company because it's just me starting off. The book is not gonna be so elegant. It's not going to be so perfect. There will be certain things in it that is simple. Because when I look back at the book, I read a lot of like good writing, and then I read some like very low quality writing. Not low quality as in like completely terrible, but I mean like low quality as simple, because it starts off very complex and it transitions into more simple, and then times it gets a bit more complex, and then so forth. It keeps moving uh, forward and backwards. I'm not really into that. I really want to make sure that it's not uh, over stressed, but at the same time, I don't want it to be oversimplified. So I have to keep working on that, going back and forth, changing some sentences, reworking certain lines. And I have to say that I have to take out certain things. I have to take out certain things. Some of y'all may not like that, but I have to take out certain things from the book. Now, some of y'all don't know what's in the book because I barely spoke about what's in the book. Now, there's a couple of things I'm considering taking out. A couple of things I'm considering taking out. The first thing I'm considering taking out, well, it might or might not be there. Just remember, I'm just considering it. Now, in the book, in the third chapter, no, the fourth chapter, I believe, um, I'm not going to say too much, but there are actually dwarves in that chapter. And that's amazing, right? That's amazing. Dwarves. Oh, wow. Dwarves sound wonderful, right? 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 Well, sure they are wonderful, but obviously, obviously they're not major characters in the story. They're just passing by characters, and they're there for like half the chapter. But the problem is that I'm considering them I'm considering them to be kind of pointless. However, there is a specific moment in the story where they are actually of use, of monetary value. I cannot really say exactly what I'm trying to write, but I can say that they are somewhat helpful. They are somewhat helpful. That's all I can actually say. They are somewhat helpful. Um, Now I'm considering taking them out because there's a lot of them. Like I think like more than like 7 or 8. You know, I have not counted them because I've just written names and I never counted them at all. So yeah, there's a lot of them in a group, and let me just say that it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting because like within the first couple of chapters, you meet so many characters, you hear about so many characters, and the dwarves add more to that list. It's not a bad thing to have too much, but I don't know. I'm considering it, taking them out of some sort, but we'll look back into it. The next thing I'm considering taking out is maybe a couple of songs. Now this could be something because I just don't want my stories to feel so similar, you know. But then again, I feel like having it in will actually breeze through some of my stories because in the second chapter, there's a specific moment in the story where a character sings a ballad basically of the past and especially of his life. And in that specific song, I want to describe certain moments or certain aspects of the past. And obviously, it'll be very brief because if I have to write every single thing in detail, it's gonna take forever. It'll be beyond the book. So obviously, it's gonna be between what the character goes through and what he feels like and stuff like that. But regardless, what he knows of. But regardless, it doesn't shift the fact um, that maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm adding too much songs. I don't really know. I don't really know. The dwarfs do sing like 2 songs, but that's it. This one character will sing a lot more songs. So let's just see. Well, one song that's very major, because it's gonna be pretty long, because it's gonna have a lot of tidbits inside of lore, because I don't want to just speak with the character. I want to let him sing so you can grasp something out, and it's going to be very vague, so I can actually have fun with that. I'm considering taking that out. Okay. Um, I'm also considering adding more characters inside the first few chapters, because within the first few chapters, um, it's just between a couple of characters, like three, four, five characters. A couple of old characters are mentioned, but that's it. That's it. And then we have like chapter four, which continues and adds more characters, but that's still not enough, you know. And basically, in chapter five, it basically broadens that up. I'm currently working on chapter five, but a couple of weeks ago, I've been working singly on separate notepads, well, word pads. I've been working separately with those different chapters, like chapter 7, chapter 8. I've been working on them separately because each chapter should at least be something. Because it's about adventure. It's not necessarily about like one major character, one major antagonist. I mean, it is about one major protagonist, but there are plenty of antagonists in the story, and those antagonists, many of them, um, when you compare them to my other books, they'll just feel very, very vague. Um, but I'm just saying, these characters, I really want them to be pretty fun. And when it comes to antagonists, it's not going to be so deep thought out. I'm just saying. I am just saying. Okay. Anyways, so um, I'm basically going to make sure that the story does not become something of something something like super duper grand. Obviously, it's an adventure story. You're going to be seeing a lot of worlds because the characters are traveling from one place to another almost every time, like six, seven places they're traveling towards, and you are going to see new creatures that I've never written or never planned to write in my previous works. You're going to see certain crazy things. I think some of y'all will enjoy that. That's for sure. Some of y'all will enjoy that, while some others might not. Now, this is basically me saying that I might take out some stuff, but I might also add more stuff to it to make it feel more fun, you know? Now, going back to merchandise, which I mentioned yesterday, going back to merchandise, as I said, I would really like to make cards for the first merchandise. I mentioned that I will make two variations of the same card. So basically, card A and card B, deck A and deck B will be very similar when it comes to the front designs, but the back will have a separate design, and I'm sure some people will like that. Okay. Now, this is more of a travel story, to be fair. It's about two people traveling, one person, from a very introverted community, and one who's basically used to adventure, but both of them enter places where they have never been before, you know? That's basically it. I don't want to make it something so large, because I want to make it something soft of a story rather than make something so heavy. Because I've always worked with heavy stories, and let's just make something light. Um, Now, the antagonists, even though they may be somewhat crazy, they aren't going to be so difficult. They're going to be pretty interesting to handle, and I'll try to handle them very interesting as I can. I'll make sure that the fights, well, it's not going to be like punching and ripping guts apart. No, it's going to be something different, and it's going to be much more lighter because I don't want this to be a heavy story. I don't want this to be a heavy story at all. Um, moving on, moving on. Um, all I can say is that since it's an adventure story of basically a human and something else, that's basically it. That's basically it. Also a mule. That's basically it. Like a trio traveling. But if you boil it down to the human-like characters, it's one human and one made-up specific species traveling and seeing the world, basically. But they're not seeing every single thing. There's a specific reason why they're traveling. You know, this new creature likes to actually wants to explore, but she couldn't. She wasn't allowed to because their species live amongst their own. So, you're gonna see different interesting stories from two characters. One character that's very much well known to traveling, and one character that doesn't know the world, and she basically sees everything with excitement, while the other character still has a lot of fears because she knows a lot of the world. Well, not everything, but she knows how dangerous the world can be, you know? But she's also somewhat like well designed in the idea of travel. Okay, I think I mentioned a lot of this story already, but I did not mention the plot. Haha, did not mention the plot. Also, there was about to be a couple of wizards. I'm taking that story completely out because I feel like I'm adding way too much. I'm trying, like, literally in the fourth chapter. No, no, the fifth or sixth. I can't remember now. The fifth chapter. I have it opened. Yeah, the fifth chapter. My bad. I've actually worked on six chapters, and two other chapters I've worked separately on. So yeah, I've been working a lot. But basically, I was adding wizards to the story as well. They aren't really major, but the fact that I added wizards and then I then linked them to something a bit more major, I was like, okay, what am I trying to do? I know I'm trying to say something for lore wise, but at the same time, I feel like I'm giving way too much focus on that. Even though there's light focus on that specific problem with the wizards, I feel like I should not show the wizards at all, or that specific story should be told another time, or completely something else should happen. I don't want this to. I don't know what I'm trying to say, honestly. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. To be fair, I have no idea. I can't say the full context, okay? But was it supposed to be there? Like a couple of them. But I'm taking that out, completely taking that out. So you won't see wizards. You will hear of them, but you will not see them. You will not like have characters having conversations with them. Well, from now I'm just assuming because something might happen down the line where I might change my mind. But the wizards were somehow connected to a larger plot point, and I thought to myself that would be kind of cool. But then ever since I've written that, it felt like this is just too much writing for such a simple story. Might as well not write that at all. So okay, okay. Will you look at that? Will you look at that? Will you look at that? I'm live streaming. I'm actually getting my live stream upon you. Look at that. That's so awesome. Honestly, that's so awesome. Live streamception. Okay. So, as I mentioned with my book, things will have to come out. Now, what will I do with the things that were taken out? I'm gonna reuse them. Okay, I'm gonna reuse them. I'm gonna reuse them as much as I can, rework with them, and basically see what I can do. Because I would like to actually reuse them in some way, and not really treat them dirty. Because I have a lot of ideas, and sometimes the fusion of multiple ideas can actually help a lot more. So I think that it's best for me to obviously recycle. So whatever I don't need from the story, I'll take it out. So yeah, but I'll try not to make this entire story so heavy with with lower heavy plot points that's taking place in the background. I feel like that's not the best thing to do right now. Now, speaking of that, the wizards were connected to something else, to a separate problem. Now, I guess that specific problem has to do with a specific environment, and obviously, I feel like I have to change it out completely because that environment, it's wonderful, but the fact that that environment is somewhat strange altogether, and the reason why it was strange, it doesn't make sense. So I feel like I have to rework with that, and I might have to rework with the environment, transferring from a mountain to maybe a simple forest. I don't know what I'm going to do, or maybe I'll actually change it's supposed to be a mountain, a problematic environment, and Maybe I'll change the I'll change how it's supposed to be, you know? I'll make it a bit more different, you know? It's supposed to be a very eerie mountain, so it's supposed to be a range of mountains stuck together. Um, so I'll see what I can do with that. So a lot of changes have to come. A lot of changes have to come, okay? Um, moving on, let's talk about. Now I've been using uh, I've been wanting to use this. I can't show the full screen because my email is shown, but I've been wanting to use this program. It's an online program. You can use this to make ebooks and all the other nonsense you want to make and whatever. It's a design thing. It's kind of cool. I like it. Unfortunately, I wish I actually understood more of it. Now, the first time I looked for free ebook creators, this popped up. This was one of the first things that popped up, if I can remember so clearly. And it's even saved over here. Like, it's even saved upon my dashboard. And I was pretty happy about this. I saved this like a couple months ago, actually. I should have been more attentive. And of course, unfortunately, you can't use too much of this because you have to upgrade to a premium version to use this. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but why even call it um, why even um, call it free in the first place? They basically limit what you can do, like, and you can barely do that much with your first free trials because all you do is just click what specific format you want. Okay, look, look. I basically just chose a format for my ebook, and then within seconds it gave me a notification saying your free trial has ended. I never even I never even was told about a free trial. So that's interesting. Okay, I'm just saying, like they only gave me like two moves to do for a free trial. I'm not even joking. That's how much they gave for a free trial. In order to click other stuff, I have to sign up, and it costs. You know how much it costs? You want to know how much it costs? Here we go. $24 a month annually, or 12 for personal. It's also billed as one payment of 147 for personal. For business, it's 297. I think this is ridiculous. Now I'm glad I'm not using that. Now I found something else. I don't know if this is going to be of service because I do believe this one as well is going to be uh, very much costly. I hope not. It just says open the Canva, launch it, search for your template. I don't mind if certain things are premium version, like premium products, but I don't want the entire site for use to be charged because it literally says free. So what's the point of advertising and calling it free when it's going to be charged? Uh, anyways, I'm just saying, I'll check this up on my own. I'll have to check this up on my own. It's just so obnoxious. It's so obnoxious to work with this. I don't like it. I really do not like that. The fact that it says it's free and then it gives you like a couple of clicks just to perform certain moves. Oh, you can sign in and stuff like that. It doesn't change anything. You still have to actually purchase something. It ain't free. So I wonder about this one called Canva. I wonder if this will be perfect. I hope it is. I really hope it is going to be very perfect. Okay? Because I just want something for free. I'm not saying I will never purchase like any website, or I will not purchase the usage of any website or whatsoever. I'm not saying I won't do that in the future, but right now, starting off, I don't have that much uh, monetary in my I don't have that much wealth in my bank, so I can't really be spending, and especially like $12 is kind of expensive in my country, so it's gonna cost a fortune. That's all I can actually say, really. Uh, Anyways, I, I wish I can do a word count for all my stuff, but unfortunately, I don't think I have that. I don't think I have that available on my WordPad. It's not one of the features. Okay, quite tiresome, is it? Uh, Nonetheless, I hope you're all having a fantastic time. I'm just so annoyed. I'm just so annoyed right now. I'm just so annoyed because I wish I knew about this earlier, that it would only have like a couple of clicks for a free trial, and the rest you have to purchase. I don't mind if there was certain type of uh, uh, like certain type of tools that were left behind. But okay, what's this? Plans and pricing. Free. Let me click this. Oh, this is free. Uh, design design made easy and free. Create amazing visual content. Okay, it's free. Free templates. I'm not necessarily using free templates, to be fair, but then again, for an ebook, yes, you have to use some template. And more features, and many more features. You can drag and drop editor. You have thousands of free templates. Edit your existing files, professional styles. Stunning charts, print your designs. Okay, so let's just see the difference. Okay, so what happened? What the frick happened? Look at the price for this. At least they give me in rands and not dollars. So basically, that's like $60, $70. You know, for the first five people. Features team, 100 million premium stock photos. Okay, that's good. Limited features, brand control, design for team creativity, set elements, team reports, pay as you grow, pay as you grow. Okay, cloud storage, um, customer support, 5 gigabytes of cloud storage. My images are gonna be so low quality. 1 million free photos and design. Okay, zero. This is like okay. If anyone wants to design anything in your own with others, I'll take this. Okay, I won't now. Let me continue to read. Working with a team. So okay, there's a desktop program. Let me check what this is all about. Uh, mm, 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 mm. uh, okay. Okay, let's just see. Okay. Start the download. I'm gonna save it on downloads. A couple weeks ago, I think it was last week, I was downloading something. No, the other week, I was downloading a program. I can't remember what for. No, no, I remember now. The book, selling books. I was downloading this program for the future, and obviously, I was going to use it in the future. The problem with the program was it did not download at all. It kept failing every time I downloaded it. Then I come to find out that the website, well, the specific program from the website, the website itself isn't the most trustworthy or the best compared to others. But it looked very trustworthy at first, so okay, it's installing. It's installing. Let me just close something. I'm gonna close this. I'll save it. It's kind of crazy to see how someone from Disney is working for Daily Wire. I'm just so flummoxed because when I woke up and I read that news, I was like, huh? What? What? Someone, someone from Disney is going to the Daily Wire. That has to be crazy. Okay. Disney artists are apparently jumping ship to Daily Wire. And a Disney veteran with a pedigree is actually heading up the animation department. That's how crazy it is. Such a talented person is going over there. I'm glad. I'm actually pretty glad. Okay. I'm reading a comment section from Clownfish TV, and someone says, well, the person name is Kamui Rina, says individuals like Eric July and Razorfist are right. Don't cry about the culture, become the culture, and that is true. There's a point in our lives where we get really tired of complaining. Like, I'm kind of tired of complaining about certain things. I don't mind spreading the word of how crazy some woke stuff is. I don't mind that whatsoever. But there is a point in time where we sit down and realize, you know what? We need we need we need to just stop altogether and just work on our own content, become the culture, you know? Okay, I have to sign in. Finish. Okay, I have to log in. Okay. Let me sign in because I have not signed in whatsoever. Nonetheless, um, I'm just so happy for these guys. Honestly, it's kind of amazing to see how hold on. Great. How do I change my default? How do I change my default web browser? I don't even know how to set my default web browser. Let me check settings because I want to change my default from Explorer to Brave because I'm using Brave and I don't have my email saved on Explorer. Okay, okay, okay. Maybe I can do it on the website. I don't know. Okay. What will you be using Canvas for? Um, Personal, small business, large company, non-profit, teacher, student. I am technically right now starting off, but small business, technically small business. Maybe later. I'm just a lone person right now. A lone wolf. Okay, there's free trial. What? Oh, Canvas Pro. No, I don't want the Pro version. I just want the regular version. So what can I make? Uh, hmm I'll have to watch a video on this to be fair. Nonetheless, let me just show you something before I go. Make playing cards. Now, this is a website that makes playing cards, and I will be selling two variations of cards at first. Well, as I said, they'll have the different backdrop, but the front stuff will be the same. So it'll be kind of cool, you know? And maybe there might be certain limited versions or certain versions that are just so cool. I don't know what I'm even trying to say, but we'll see what we can do. But I would also like to make some multiple versions of the same thing because that's just so fun. I can't show you the full stuff because it's taking so long to load, but I can make some amazing cards. Okay, I'll have to go now. Have a fantastic day. Bye.